has an opportunity to do something no one in AEW has done.
He's ready! He's poised! Okay, there's part one. Now finish him off! Finish him off! He's calling for it! This is it! This is it! Your career's on the line here! Do it! Do it! This place will erupt when he picks him up! He's got him up! Thank you! We've got a new heavyweight champion! Climb the ladder, kid! Make yourself famous! I just had an out-of-body experience! What did we just see? What did we just see? He got him in a power slam! He got him in a power slam! He got it! Simmons got it! Simmons has won the match! Simmons is a champion!
I've always maintained that reality is for people who can't face drugs.
Shit is about to get real.
You get to see your knee. Knee. Shit.
Look at the stare of the champion against the challenger.
What?
And now, Straight Talk Society presents Wrestling with Reality.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
It's going to be the biggest battleground in the history of our sport. The biggest match in pro wrestling history.
The two biggest superstars in our sport in the biggest event the sport has ever seen. The biggest match in the history of our sport.
Trying to run a little scalded dog here. Enough is enough. That's enough. No! Oh, God, that's enough! Stop it! Bam! Listen, there's tougher than a $2 steak. Who is your daddy? Who's your daddy, Undertaker? Slam! Slam! Who's your daddy, Undertaker? Lucifer's lips are the biggest size in the WWE. Somebody stop this! Somebody stop the damn man! Enough's enough!
What?
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
Santa's got her grill! Woo!
WWE Dynamite.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time. Let's rock.
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
So to escape from reality?
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
I am reality.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Oh, it's live, Hal.
Let the shredder begin!
It is now time for
Wrestling with
Reality.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Junior, look at this.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Number one, to be the man, baby! You have to beat the man!
Heavyweight champion of the world. The time is now. Reality has become the present, and the final lesson of the pain game has begun. Have you ever heard a joke like that in your life? You are gonna wrestle my ass for the world title. You will have to kill me to keep me from killing you. Woo!
The 90s have been referred to as the reckoning with truth. In the 80s, everything was clouded. Nobody ever told the truth. In the 90s, the way to go is flat out. Tell no lies. That's the way we're gonna do it. When you hear something from our lips, truth it may be, and as much as it may hurt, you can count on it being exactly the way that it is.
We want the gold, sucker! Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga!
Oh, in the words of the great Booker T, all you wrestling podcast shows on YouTube, we are coming for you. What is up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and we are back with another episode of Wrestling with Reality. And already joining me on the stage will be my co-host in the main chair for the night, MD. What's going on, MD?
Peace. What's going on? What's happening?
Can't call it. But you know, I'd be remiss if we not start with this right off the bat. Hey, sometimes life happens. Plans subject to change, no different from a couple of weeks ago on Man Talk Monday, 30 minutes before the show started. I had to cancel the show probably like 30-40 minutes before this show was scheduled to go on. Venkat let us know that he's dealing with a family emergency, so he will not be able to make it tonight. So we do wish strength to him in that situation. And normally, because this will be the first time we're on episode 34, this will be the first time we're ever doing this show without Venkat on here. And normally I just would say, screw it, let's not do it. The only reason I am going to do it, though, is just based on something that I heard earlier. So let's get into that, and then we will get to the show. I promise you, we will not keep you long tonight, because right off the bat, I didn't watch Monday Night Raw because I was watching my Dolphins blow a 14-point lead with 3 minutes left on the clock.
Good God.
Just terrible.
Good God.
Bro, I am so... you know what? Hey, we always do this. Let's go to the sidebar right quick. What I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
It was a good game.
MD, I don't care about it. I don't care about that. Because here's the deal. You're a 9-3 football team. You had the chance to go into the number 1 seed, and you had a team that you were favored by 14. So first of all, off the bat, Will Levis looks like the truth. Second of all, I knew that was probably going to be a trap game, but I thought we were going to be able to get out of it. Secondly, Tyreek Hill is the Dolphins offense, because there's no way in hell he could go down and they completely fold. And I turned the game over to the Giants game for like a minute, because I had the money line on the Giants, so I needed to see what was going on. And when the Packers scored, I'm like, oh man, the game's over. Then the Giants came back and scored and just made my day good. So I turned back to the Dolphin game, and the Dolphins are up 14 points. I'm like, wait a minute, it was just tied. What happened? So I'm like, all right, we're going to win this. Finally, we're going to get away. We're going to cover the spread. Lo and behold, they go into not even prevent defense. I don't know what the hell kind of defense that was. And they just let the Titans with that offense march up and down the field with them. And okay, it happens. You get the ball back with 2 minutes with the number 1 offense in the NFL, and you go 3 and out. Is inexcusable. Mike McDaniel, again, I've been criticizing him all year, his whole tenure. His clock management is horrendous, and it's going to cost us a major game. Now, we're still 9-4, second place in the AFC. You know what? But we got a hungry Jets team coming here Sunday. So let's act like we still remember how to play football and go ahead and put this bad team away. So That's what I got with that. But yeah, it was frustrating, man. I was pissed. I'm like, man.
And here's the kicker: they did all that with little to no offense from Derrick Henry.
Exactly.
It was pretty much Will Levis and D Hop.
Yeah. Oh man, D
Pretty
Hop.
much.
Hey, D Hop found like he found the fountain of youth on us.
And it's like that when you got a young quarterback that don't care and about interceptions and I'll throw you the ball.
Hey, let me tell you, if I could use some football speak, hey, Will Levis has got it. Whatever
he a gunslinger.
Hey, whatever it is, he got it, because that joker was reckless. I watched him drop his shoulder, but you know what really lost us that game, and I say this was they got him like third and 12. They got him off the field. Bradley Chubb misses a sack, and he takes his helmet off and slams it into the ground. 15-yard penalty. They go in for the score for the lead. That did it right there. That was demoralizing, because the Dolphins are still a dumb football team when it comes to discipline. They're very undisciplined. Like, how do you get a delay a game on the defense? Like, that's just undisciplined football. But
yeah, I agree. But you know, historically, with when you got a young coach and you got an offense that's high powered like the Dolphins are, historically they're usually bad when it comes to time management. I mean, you can go throughout the course of history and see that. You know what I mean? But y'all will be all right, man. Y'all, trust me, bro. Y'all will be okay. Y'all will be okay.
They have been very bad under him. Clock management wise, I love him as a coach. So I'm not saying fire McDaniel. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying learn how to manage the damn clock better. So the second thing, so I did say the reason I didn't cancel the show is because I heard something. So earlier, MD put up a show, and if y'all haven't subscribed to his channel, first of all, why haven't you? Second of all, make sure and listen to MD's thought box. It's just entitled "Thank You." So when I see it, I'm like, well, damn, what the hell is this going to be about? So I'm listening, and by the way, man, that second song on there is, I already told you, that song banging. And how do they even let you play those songs though?
Well, that's an underground artist. So, you know,
okay.
Like they ain't looking for strings with him. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, yeah, I'm all right.
Man, that song, that every time I hear that, man, I'm like, damn, well, that song banging hard. So MD goes into his thing and thanking, thanking various people on YouTube just for the platform. And actually, I feel the same way. Venkat is the one who even pushed me to come over here. I've been on YouTube forever just watching videos. Never, ever did I ever say that I was going to get behind the camera. Never did I ever say that I was going to start talking or getting on panels and things like that. So in that regard, I totally feel you, because me and you basically had kind of the same upbringing. My first time on a panel was at the arena. So I guess for that, I will thank Black Son for that, because he did let me come on and rock out with him for about 8 months until he started losing his mind. So I do thank him for that, letting me get a voice. And so, but one thing MD said, he was like, the Wrestling with Reality show just reignited something. And we always talk about how people always say, oh man, you guys are too old to be watching wrestling and stuff like that. It's foolishness. It's just absolute foolishness. But he was talking about like a 20-year passion. Now he could talk about it and share it with his kids and take his kids to the shows and things like that. We got 2 shows coming up here where I live, and I plan on going to both of them. So it's if you look in the intro of the show, you'll see me with a picture with Mick Foley. That's the real Mick Foley. I was next to him at a wrestling show. So it's just what we love, man. But I will say this. There's a reason why when that whole thing happened over there, I never, outside of calling you a country bumpkin that one time, I never ever said anything about you, just because my beef has never been with you. I always feel like me and you have had some of the most civil back and forths, like from the Dion debate, from the immigration debate, all that type of stuff. And I feel like we robbed YouTube of not being able to have that debate on SVDL, but we may, I don't know, we may have to squeeze it in over here or something. I don't know how we're going to do that, but
right.
It's just like me and you have always had the conversation, and I always was saying, like, even my wife was saying, she was like, man, when MD gets away from there, he's going to just be so much bigger. And that's why I started the whole free MD thing. It really was a dig, over there. But I was like, you know what? No, hell no. Like, for real. This guy is literally got too much to be so suppressed. So with all that being said, man, I appreciate what you bring over here, because I've told you plenty of times, I don't mind saying it, even though you're younger than me. When it come to this politics stuff, I can't. Hey, that's all you. I'm the dude where I'm just like, hey, I know a guy. If you talking that, hold on, I know a guy. I can't, like, that's always been your bag, and you excel at that, and you offer great insight, and I do like what you said, that everybody on the Tape Fist Politics don't agree. Nobody seemed to agree with Venkat. But you get your chance to still get it out, and it don't have to always be arguments. And people think that I like to argue. I don't like to argue at all. I would rather not argue. I'd love to just get in a conversation where we can have a real back and forth conversation, because I think when you get into arguments, nobody really hears what anybody's saying in the first place. So, right. With all that being said, though, man, I already knew what you brought and everything like that. I hate to say it, but I knew it was a matter of time before you saw the light, and I can't wait until MD's political expose in 2024.
Right.
And shout out to the the new things that's happening to you in 2024. So that's big, man. Hey. You got to do what you got to do, whatever can set your future up better for you. I really loved hearing that. But you really provide, I really look forward to that Tape Fist Politics, because the dynamic with you and Ricardo, because Ricardo don't talk. So to hear him be on that show and he literally just talks, I'm like, damn, okay. This is what, see, the Ricardo I know behind the scenes is a different dude. Like, as far I ain't even gonna touch on that, but just
that's cousin-in-law, right?
Yeah, he's married to my cousin.
Yeah. So you would know him better, you know what I'm saying? But Ricardo is real knowledgeable with a lot of political stuff, and I'm surprised, you know what I mean? Yeah, being originally from Canada and there you go, getting naturalized here. No, see, I wouldn't even.
There you go.
I wasn't even thinking like that, man. But seriously though, Ricardo he's real knowledgeable about a lot of political stuff. Like I said, all three of us, hell, I say all four of us, including Mike. We diametrically opposed for the most part with our political stances, but the key to it is working our way in the middle through discourse and everything to get an understanding. It's better that way. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily have an issue with balloting it out, intellectually. That's cool. But if you can get nothing out of it at the end, it don't make sense.
It help?
You know what I mean?
It didn't help anybody.
Right.
That's why I'm so big on the timers and everything. I'm like, all right, well, throw up the timer, you get yours out, and that's it. Let's go back and forth that way, because if we both arguing, I can't hear you, you can't hear me, and that's that. Plus, it makes my head hurt. I don't want my head to hurt. But yeah, I love the dynamic of that. And speaking of Tape Fist Politics, like I said, and I heard MD say it, and I second it. There's not a political show on YouTube better than Tape Fist Politics. I am telling you that. It is not. And I need to know why YouTube is suppressing that show. I did a little examination this morning, and I tried to throw in a couple of words, and YouTube blocked every single one of those words, which lets me know that they're putting a halt on the show. And it shows Tape Fist Politics should be way bigger than what it is. because the work that these guys put in, like what these dudes are doing is, is unmatched. There's nobody doing what they're doing. I'm telling you, you could take any amateur YouTube show that talks politics and play it side by side to what they're doing is not even close. Now, with me saying that, and Venkat does his religion show next week, I'm gonna come drive a big truck right through it. So, so we'll see how that goes. I don't even know what his angle is on that. What he's trying to get, like what his aim is for that show. I don't know the title of it or anything yet. So
yeah, I think it's gonna be more focused on like Christian nationalism and tying it into politics that way.
So y'all listen, y'all ain't gonna stop till y'all get the thumpers just to constantly come over here and harass me, huh? I know
yeah, that's a show for them.
Yeah, my phone gonna be blowing up with them. And last thing, speaking of the Bible thumpers, and I'm not calling these two Bible thumpers, but I am saying that tomorrow night I did talk to both debaters, and it is confirmed tomorrow night we will be having a double header, 2 debates in one between Stacey Mobley and Eddie Israel. The topic of the debate is it's going to be 2 topics. So you got was Deuteronomy 26 and 68 or 28 and 68 referring to the transatlantic slave trade, and something about are we something according to are we slaves according to Deuteronomy 28, something to that effect. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but y'all be sure and tune into that. That's going to be big. Those guys going to go at it tomorrow night, just because of the back and forth that we've had behind the scenes. Those two going to go at it tomorrow night, and I am still looking for an Israelite, a maniacal Israelite that wants to debate Stacey Mobley on a topic, because he thinks God doesn't even care about Israel today. So I got somebody in mind, but I'll get in contact with them later. So with all that being said, let's get into what we came to see. Wrestling with Reality. And I didn't watch 2 shows this week, and there wasn't a lot going on by way of news, so we really shouldn't be up here that long. So we'll see. But let's start off with what I always love, my favorite part of the show. Let's get into the ratings. So the AEW Dynamite ratings for last Wednesday, Dynamite pulled in 823,000 viewers, down from last week's show, which did 858. Not a big deal. They're still at 800,000, so that's good for them. The show drew a 0.25 rating in the key demo, down from the 0.29 from last week. And these stats are according to WrestleNomics. Brandon Thurston, he does a great job over there. Smackdown. Okay, so this is going to be the tale of 2 tapes here. Smackdown. This was a return to CM Punk. 10 years. Friday night's episode of Smackdown did 2,384,000 viewers. That's up from the 2,044,000 viewers from the week before. So you're talking about 340,000 viewers in the positive. The night after Survivor Series was up about 300,000 to 500,000. So again, I say that's CM Punk driving that number. I know Venkat would say different, but it is CM Punk driving that number because, hey, regardless of what people think, he is a very hot commodity. But we're going to get to the rating later that's going to kind of dispel that. So
yeah. I was going to say real quick, you'll be able to put that to the test with the Monday Night Raw rating from this Monday.
That's what we gonna get to that one, because man. But I got a theory about that. So Friday night's episode of AEW Rampage pulled in 341,000 viewers, and the show drew a 0.12 in the total key demo. Last week's show did 348. So again, that's a dead show. We just beat it down enough. I doubt there's anything they could do to make that show hot. They do need to just give it the Ring of Honor. Like, that's crazy. So Saturday night's episode of Collision. This is the Collision that went up against NXT Deadline. So the show pulled 455,000 viewers, up from last week's 451,000. So this show, if historically the last show that AEW did against NXT, I think they drew like 300,000. So they're closer to their norm here. And I just think that that's because they thought that the NXT show didn't have a big enough main event, or they didn't think it was going to be hot enough. I don't know, but whenever Collision goes up against NXT, it normally gets slaughtered. But it stayed par for the course with this one. So here's the one that we got to talk about. So when CM Punk came back after Survivor Series, I kept saying I want to see the rating 2 weeks later. That's what I said. So here's the 2 weeks later, because when he came back, they were close to 1.9. Here's the 2 week later rating. This week's episode of Raw drew 1.466 million. And this is down from the 1.5 from last week. And the show did a 18-4. And the key demo, the show did a 0.46 and a 0.49, and it was down from the 0.49 from the previous week. So when you look at this, because you know what I'm going to say happened, but I said after Survivor Series, and I wasn't gloating over the 1.9 because I still thought it was going to be closer to like a 2.5 or something. So 1.9 is nothing to write home about, especially for a show that used to get 6s and 7s. But it's down big. It's even down from last week. What happened? What do you think happened there?
I mean, I can't call it. And in my opinion, this was the best CM Punk segment by far. I think you would probably agree with that. Awesome. You know what I'm
saying? Well, we're gonna get this. I like the one from SmackDown, but this was awesome. This was awesome, man.
Yeah. So I mean, I can't call it. I'm not gonna sit here and say Monday Night Football had anything to do with it.
That's what I mean.
That's what you blame. You blame it on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, because the Dolphins draw big. Dolphins are ratings draw. I didn't watch Monday Night Raw. I was watching the Dolphin game.
Well, yeah. That's understandable. I mean, I guess I wouldn't think it would have that much of an impact, especially with CM Punk back. You know what I mean? I guess that's what it is.
That's
surprising.
So you had the Dolphins Titans, which the Dolphins are a big man. Have you seen how the Dolphins fans have been taking over other people's stadiums? So you got the Dolphins, which are a big TV draw, and then you had the Giants Packers, which is a huge draw. That I'd love to see the rating on that game. So that I think that took about 300,000 to 500,000 from them. I think had you only had one of those games, because listen, Monday Night Football, peace, Nurbon. There's never a time that I'd watch Monday Night Football over wrestling. Never, unless the Dolphins are playing. And the Dolphins were playing. So I didn't watch Monday Night Raw. And I didn't even want to see the results on Twitter. And by the time I got to be able to go back and watch the show, it was too late. I got caught up doing something else. So I couldn't even go back and watch it. So I
guess there you have it.
But I did say I want to see the 2 week number. And so if Venkat wants to have a victory over me, he got it with this one, because he's going to show me like, hey, not only was the number down from when he came back, but now the number was down from last week's show. So I mean, we'll see. And we will see. So let's get into another bit of the news. I am doing the news early here. Like I said, there's not a lot to go over on this show, but this shocked me, man. So TNA Wrestling partners with Endeavor Streaming to distribute its online its on-demand subscription service TNA Plus starting January 5th. So as part of a multi-year deal, Endeavor Streaming will power the new TNA Plus app to deliver an enhanced user experience to all fans across the top streaming platforms. So Blah blah blah. So it goes on to say, let me see. TNA will be available. TNA Plus will be available at tnawrestling.com via iOS, TVOs, and Android mobile devices, as well as big screen devices such as Android TV, Fire, Roku, and many more platforms to follow. Subscribers will have a choice of special attraction membership tiers that features access to full TNA Impact Wrestling library and all TNA special pay-per-view programmings other than the 4 tentpole annual events offered at a price for $9.99 a month or $95 for the year. A World Championship member tier that includes all the perks of the special attraction tier plus the tentpole shows offer at a price of $219 for a year. So, okay, I didn't even read that, so I'm glad that I read that. So what they're doing, they're doing what people thought that you're right, Nirvana, that was a strategic move. They're doing what people thought the WWE network was going to be. Remember, when we heard the rollout of the WWE network in 2013, we never thought that they were just going to give you everything. Remember that year we got WrestleMania for free.
Yeah.
Because when they launched it, WrestleMania was like a few weeks later, and it was included in the $9.99.
Yeah.
What you a TNA fan? Like so what I did notice on here, they're not talking about the weekly programming. So the weekly programming looks like it'll still be on whatever TV channel is on.
Yeah, so, I think it's like Pop or whatever it's called.
That's something I probably don't get. Well, now I get it thanks to Zay. Shout out to Big Zay. Y'all be sure to check him and Bones out on Friday for UFC 296, the preview show. Zay came over to my house last night and hooked me up. So now I will be watching every wrestling pay-per-view and probably every pay-per-view going forward. So that's a good thing. But yeah, I think it's a good deal. And I don't even watch TNA, but you Endeavor owns WWE. So do you think there's going to be some cross promotion there?
I doubt it. Unless they're trying to wiggle their way in to like get the library. For the library, it's worth it alone. That's my opinion. But the thing is, throughout the course of the years, you can look at like full classic TNA matches on YouTube. So I'm wondering how, like, are they gonna go in and try to dig into these content creators? What?
Those coming down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it sucks, I guess, if you a TNA content creator and you got like 1,000 matches on your channel, but for the library alone, it's worth it to get the authentic version of the match. You know what I mean? It's worth it. I'll pay for that. All the other stuff I don't really care about.
The X division and all that.
Yeah.
But I like how they got it though. So for $95, you get all the off-brand pay-per-views, I guess. And then for the $219, so for extra 100 plus, you get everything plus their 4 big ones, which is not a bad deal because for most streaming platforms that I do, I just go ahead and pay for the year because you get that much of a better deal.
Yeah, it's a better value. Yeah.
Yeah. Nirbon says Sasha is coming to TNA. That's one of my predictions for next year. So I don't know. Unless WWE lets her work that territory deal, because I hear rumors that she's coming back to WWE, but who knows?
No, Sasha Banks, man. TNA ain't got enough money to pay Sasha Banks. It is what it is. They just don't.
Yeah, she's a mega. She's a mega star. She'll move numbers. So here we go on to the next story. Triple H making good on on talk of changing WWE's holiday schedule. Talent to get a full week off. So this is even crazy that this is a thing, but it's always been a thing in wrestling. You work Christmas and Thanksgiving. You work those holidays. Well, now, according to Fightful Select is reporting that WWE talent will be getting a rare full week off of the road for the upcoming holiday season. During a recent media interview, it was implied that Triple H hopes to change the long tradition of WWE talent having virtually no time for personal lives with their family and makes it so they could have more time at home than in the previous regime. Hey, he is doing everything to get Vince's stink off of this company, and I'm here for it. thus far, the consensus is that he is already starting to deliver on that. It is believed that the WWE superstars will have a full week off during the Christmas holiday later this month with no live events scheduled between December 19th and December 25th. The WWE holiday tour will pick back up after Christmas. So again, man, these guys are beating the hell out of their bodies and things like that. Let them have the Christmas off. Come on, man.
Yeah. From what I understand, because I know typically WWE does like a Christmas Eve house show, right?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that, and then with travel being crazy around that time, you ain't gonna be able to catch no flight Christmas Eve. This ain't Home Alone. So I get it, but at the same time, again, just to bypass all that, just give them that week off where they ain't got to deal with it. You know what I mean?
And who's really going to that show?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, come on, man. Like, who?
Right.
SmackDown's gonna be here before Royal Rumble, so I'm definitely going to that. But I'm not going to random house show before Christmas, in Bucktussie, Mississippi, or something. I'm not doing that. And hell, I'm even mad that the Dolphins are playing on Christmas Eve. Now I gotta, it is at some point, man. You got God. I think I'm sounding like Venkat now. You got to give these guys, you got to stop running your talent into the ground, man. I'm for off season. These guys need to take a couple of months off to heal and things like that. So I'm for it, man. Good job, Triple H. And I did hear rumors that Stephanie has been lurking back around in the back. So that's what's up. All right, so let's get into the AEW. Again, I didn't watch Collision and I didn't watch Monday Night Raw, so we're just gonna run through these. Did you watch Dynamite from last week?
Not from last. No.
Okay, so yeah, we could really fly through this. You had the Continental Classic.
I saw the Edge and Christian match. That was it.
Okay, we definitely got to talk about that, especially the finish. So you got the Continental Classic matches, and I think this Continental Classic thing is great. Not only have the matches been fantastic, but it's a good way to just fill TV time. I mean, you throw on tournament matches. Who don't like a tournament? Like I'm watching a tournament all day, every day. I can't believe I'm saying it. At the end of the year, John Moxley with another banger. John Moxley versus Roosh. It was good. It was good. I may be coming around, man, but it was good. John Moxley does pick up the win over Roosh. Standard match, but it was good, man. It was a good match. I don't know if I like Roosh. Not sure. And I think Dragon Lee is his brother. I found out. Yeah, he's Dragon Lee's brother.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if I like him though. I don't know. To me, he doesn't. I think is his look. I don't know what it is. To me, I don't really like him. But nevertheless, it was a really good match. The next match you had Swerve Strickland versus Mark Briscoe. Hey, Swerve Strickland, everything he touches now is gold. He picks up the win over Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe, another wrestler I don't care for just because I don't like his presentation, but I won't deny
I don't like his offense. I don't like his offense.
I won't deny the fact though. This was another hell of a match. This was good, man. It was good. Swerve does pick up the win. I want to say Mark Briscoe is eliminated now. So the way they do it, Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal, I think that they're eliminated, but you're not eliminated from the tournament. You just can't win. So you can now play spoiler. That's why I like that. So even if you got 0 wins, you could knock somebody down a peg. So I like that.
You're going off that point system. I like that point system.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, if AEW could get somebody not named Tony Khan, they'll be really good, man, because Tony Khan is a boob. So in just they're constantly making this champion look bad, man. So you got the tag team match that was announced last week. The Devils men versus MJF and Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe comes to the ring. They do that stupid light cut again, which they gotta just They got to get some better production people. They have to. The lights stay on for too long. Then the camera comes on. You see MJF laid out in the back. So Samoa Joe runs back there. Speculation. Even the announcers are now saying that, hey, this might be MJF doing this. So they're leaning heavy into that. And I know Mike, because I know Michael want to hear, oh, I said that. Mike did say that he thinks MJF is going to be the devil, which I think if he is, that'll be brilliant. But I'm thinking maybe it's more so Adam Cole. So then you had Jay White versus Jay Lethal, the Battle of the Jays. Jay Lethal is a good wrestler, man. I hate that. You know what it's like. So I didn't grow up in a Christian church. I started going to church when I was about 16. And, I left a couple of years later, but a couple of years ago, my whole time there, they made me think that Farrakhan was the worst person in the world. So now that I'm not in the church anymore and I listen to old Farrakhan, I'm like, well, wait a minute. This guy says some good things. Like, I don't agree with everything he says, but he wasn't what they made him, to be. And that's how I feel about like people like Jay Lethal. I just looked at him like, oh, the guy from TNA, like, why the hell would I watch him? But now that he's in AEW and I'm actually watching him, he's a really good wrestler, man. He's really, really good. I feel like he loses way too much. Again, he lost another tournament match, so he's eliminated. Mathematically, he can't win. So, but really good wrestler though, man. And y'all know I love Jay White. Jay White is awesome.
Yeah, I like Jay Lethal in TNA until he started doing that Ric Flair and
the Ric Flair. Well, okay, wasn't he Black Machismo?
Yeah, he was doing the Ric Flair stuff first, I believe. I like I said, that's when I started holding back. I remember when he first got to TNA, I think he was doing TNA and Ring of Honor at the same time because they had that deal going on. And that was like X Division Jay Lethal. He was good. He was always good to me until they made him a character.
The X Division is awesome, man. I had one of my homies back in like 2000 gave me an X Division tape. Oh my God, man. Oh my goodness. It was like the best of X Division. Oh my goodness. Because I didn't watch that stuff. I was a WWF WCW guy. I didn't and what's the other one? ECW. I didn't watch all that other stuff that was going on. That stuff was foreign to me. So yeah, but Jay Lethal eats the pin again. Jay White is just very, very smooth in the ring, but it's gonna take a lot for them to build him back up. They may serve him well, making him be like the Ring of Honor champion. Just something like that. I feel like he needs some type of championship run, or maybe if he goes at the Orange Cassidy and takes that belt from him, they got to build him up, man, because they really made him look silly against MJF.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get to the main event now. And boy, what a main event this was. So Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland. You watched this one.
Yeah, I saw this match, yeah.
So what did you think about this match?
I mean, first and foremost, I didn't like the fact that they were doing it on, but I get it. You know what I mean? Especially how the ending played. I understand.
Canada.
Yeah, I get it. I understand it. The ending pretty much lets you know, like, yeah, they're gonna run it back and it's gonna be a proper match. I mean, even with all the stuff that these two been through, to me personally, when I look at the match, I think Edge gassed out before Christian did. Yes. Which is ironic because Edge has the more match time than Christian has based on when they came back, is what I'm saying. So obviously, I ain't gonna say Edge ain't in good shape, because obviously in good shape. He's just old, you know what I mean? But I hope this ain't what we get when we get the real match. Just put it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So I echo exactly what you're saying. The first thing I noticed though, I'm like, man, the crowd isn't loud enough for this. Like to me, it just seemed, and I don't know what the building looked like because they won't show the whole building, but there was points in this match that just should have been so loud, and there was like nothing. So the crowd took me out of it, but absolutely, when I watched these two finally lock up, I was like, man, Christian was the backbone of that team the entire time.
Exactly.
I'm like,
exactly.
I'm like, damn, boy, Christian is so much better than Edge. Like, it's not even funny. I'm sitting there watching it. I'm like, man, Christian.
Edge can't do no leapfrogs and stuff like that no more like Christian was doing.
Man, Christian is awesome, man. Christian is woo. So, wait a minute, hold on, because something's not right here. All right, so shout out to Bones in the building. So here's let's get to the finish. God, I hope it did it. Okay. Oh no, it didn't do it. Oh man.
Oh, you recorded from your phone?
Yeah, what happened? It didn't do my slide. Oh man, I recorded the finish and it didn't. Oh man. So okay. So they got so the finish comes like this. This was so stupid. They're tied up over in the corner. Christian goes over and kicks the referee square in the nuts. So now the referee could use the defense. Oh, I didn't know who it was. That would work, but Edge was to the left of him. So out of your peripheral, you could see Edge is already over there. Christian kicks him in the nuts. So then you see this lady coming walking down, and full on cougar, just like she like, hey, I got my time on TV. I'm about to show y'all what time it really is. So she comes down full on cougar, has the belt in her hand, doing the who am I gonna hit? Who am I gonna hit? Christian's like, oh no, because Christian knows he deserves it. He's like, who am I gonna hit? Who am I gonna hit? Wham! She nails Edge. She nails Edge. So predictable. And Christian, the referee, gets up, knows that Christian is the one who kicked him in the nuts, and still counts the 1, 2, 3. I thought that match, they were holding back. They're probably going to do a stipulation at the next pay-per-view, which I think is in a couple of weeks or maybe next week. I don't know. But I thought the match left a lot to be desired just because Christian is clearly the star of that group. The finish is still, like I see Bones is saying, very disappointing finish. The finish took me out, man. Like I just, because it was so predictable. When you saw her come down, what you instantly went to, like, oh, every wrestling angle in the world. So now we're going to do the who should I hit? And then you always hit the guy you're not supposed to hit. Or you do the accidental hit. They would have been better if they did an accidental hit.
But they gave it away though, because like I said, last couple of weeks when Ed did the concerto on the Sun or whatever, I'm like, okay, I thought that they was gonna try to tie her into Christian like romantically in some type of way, like, this is my family now, this is my son. You know what I'm saying? Like
what they call it, like Stockholm syndrome or something.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
You love your captor.
So yeah, I mean, it was predictable. It was definitely predictable. Yeah.
So all right, so it wouldn't be me if I didn't ask. What you rate Nick Wayne's mom?
3. If we going on mid card, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, we using the wrestling.
Well, yeah, we'll use the match. Yeah, we'll use the 5-star rating. I'll say 3.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I give her. Yeah, she's white cougar, like basically white cougar. Like, hey,
pretty much.
Like, hey, I'm you here go this money, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we right on with that. Oh, so yeah, so that match, but again, they're gonna run it back at the next pay-per-view. I forget the name of the pay-per-view,
I think it's World's End. I think
World's End, and I think is it this weekend? It's the 20th. This next weekend, right?
I believe so. Yeah, and then right after that is Revolution.
Oh, they doing them back to back again?
Well, no, I don't think it's back to back, but I'm saying it's not far. because Revolution is in January, I believe.
Oh, so that's the one that Sting is supposed to retire at, right?
Yeah, I could be wrong. Bones will know. I think it's in January.
Yeah, Bones, tell us, because I know you know that one. All right, but that was AEW Dynamite. I thought the show was good though, just because those Continental it's the 30th. So I'm saying it's the 30th. Those Continental Classic matches continue to be good, man. Revolution is in March. I thought it was in January.
Is it? I thought it was in January too.
Yeah, he said March. Those guys are putting it all out on the line for them 3 and 6 points, man. I tell you what, them jokers are working, man. You love to see it. Those matches are really good. So, man, I can't believe the video didn't play. So, tribute to the troops on SmackDown. So the show starts out. I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all didn't watch SmackDown, go back and watch it just for this. This group, I think they got some weird name. Let me see if I put it in my notes. Damn, no, I didn't. But this group, when they say maximize your time, maximize your minutes, that's what this man did. He didn't sing Star Spangled Banner. He sang, what did he sing? America the Beautiful. And bro, when I tell you he was hitting those runs, man, trying to get discovered on a big scale, because I know they're signed to a deal, but hey, man, he was hitting them runs and everything. So just watch that opening, man. That was great. JBL was on commentary. So WWE copying off of AEW. I'm not afraid to say it. They have their United States championship tournament. So you have Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar, Bobby Lashley versus Karrion Kross. Let me remove that logo so you can see that. Grayson Waller versus an NXT superstar to be named. We now know it's going to be Carmelo Hayes. Austin Theory versus Kevin Owens. So that's the bracket, and the winner gets a shot at what's the guy's name?
Logan Paul
for the United States Championship. So in the first match, you had Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar. Santos Escobar won. So, you're like, damn, why they beating Dragon Lee so much? But we'll get to why they beat him so much later. In the next match, you had Karrion Kross versus Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley won that. I can't decide how I feel about Karrion Kross. I think he's miscast. He has everything. He has the look. I think it's just him that just can't get over with the crowd. He has the look. He has the blonde. He's serviceable in the ring. His moves look good. It's not like he doesn't do stupid movements. His moves look good. I don't understand why he's not translating to the crowd. I mean, it would help if you don't keep him off TV for 4 months.
Right. Man, I don't know. I mean, you remember Kross in NXT. I mean,
no, he was awesome.
And I can go as far back as to Impact when he would kill a Kross. Like, and it's funny because Kross can talk. You know what I mean? He's good on the mic. So when we talk about people that need managers, like Karrion Kross don't need Scarlett. I mean, it fits. It's a good fit.
He would die a death without Scarlett.
But but that's the thing though. Like when I used to watch him in Impact, both of them used to do promos. Like both of them. Karrion Kross can talk. Like, he's got that menacing voice. He was playing the whole destruction angle in Impact and the stuff he was doing. I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. Karrion Kross should be a beast at the end of the day. Why he ain't, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's weird to me.
So did he do like that low talking, like spooky, like what he was doing in NXT?
Yeah, when he was Killer Kross, yeah.
All right, so this is the updated bracket. Santos Escobar will be taking on Bobby Lashley next week, and then they'll have the other side starting next week. So we come down to, oh man, see this is ridiculous. You know what? hold on real quick. I had to do something because something happened, and I'm not here for it. We're gonna be back. I'm gonna take a quick break because I got to figure out what happened to my slideshow that had the video and everything. So I will be right back.
They gotta feel this in Southern Sense. I could never make it rain, but fine, I make it drizzle. Digging for some change, I got some dimes and some nickels. I could never make it rain, but fine, I make it drizzle. Digging for some change, I got some dimes and some nickels. Give me the pennies, the nickels, the quarters, the dollars, the dimes. Give me the pennies, the nickels, the quarters, the dollars, the dimes. Give me the pennies, the nickels, the quarters, the dollars, the dimes. I'm broke as a joke and I hope I don't lose my mind. Give me the pennies, the nickels, the quarters, the dollars, the dimes. Give me the pennies, the nickels, the quarters, the dollars, the dimes. Give me the pennies, the nickels, the quarters, the dollars, the dimes. I'm broke as a joke and I hope I don't lose my mind. Just got paid, but I'm broke. You think that it's a joke? It's really hard to cope when you feel like there's no hope. When your funds running low and your pockets looking slim, you don't know which way to go or which way to begin. Looks can be deceiving. What gave you that impression? Live in my position before you ask me questions. Why you jumping to conclusions? Illusions is not healthy. Through all of the confusion, I can't find a soul to help me. Stand alone through the rain, stand alone throughout the drought. Thinking my pocket for some change, but ain't a thing coming out. Bills piling up, collectors calling to collect it. All my money gone way before I get my check. Man, see, this is what we deal with. This the realness, this is life. See, all we know is strife, circumstance, and sacrifice. It was written that possession is 9/10 of the. All right, I know what happened. I downloaded it in the wrong format. So this okay. I know exactly what happened. Because I was doing something else that I needed to download a PDF and I missed and switched it from MP4 to PDF, so it didn't download any of the video. So, all right. So next up, we had CM Punk come out, and he cut this promo. This is the promo that he should have cut on Monday Night Raw. I didn't have an issue with the Monday Night Raw one because I know where he's going. He got to play the phony nice guy. But this promo, so before we even get into anything, did you see this promo?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
What did you think about this one? Because I know you weren't a fan of the Monday Night Raw one.
It was better than the Raw one. You know, it was definitely better. He gave more explanation in terms of, you know, I guess what his thought process was when leaving, and you know, it goes back into what you said. Based on because he's playing a position, he felt like he had to give an explanation, which I understand. You know what I mean? Based on what he's trying to do, and the whole apology thing and all that, I get it.
Yeah, I love this, man. So here's an excerpt from there. So he says maybe we're a little bit alike. I don't know who would feel comfortable working with someone who just punches people in the face backstage. It's 2023. You can't be doing stuff like that. It's insane. He was saying that in reference to Kevin Owens. Everybody know that that's a shot at the Young Bucks. Like everybody took that.
Yeah.
And just the way he looked in the camera, you knew that that's what it was. So that's what everybody was expecting on Monday Night Raw when he came back. But again, I knew he was going to play that phony character. So then he goes on to say he's not even the man in his own house, because he got on to saying how everybody was so happy that he was back. Everybody was welcoming him. And then he was like, well, not everybody. So he said, I don't want to spend any time on Seth Rollins. He's not even the man in his own house. And the fans start humming this song. So then he says, y'all keep humming the song because that's the only thing he has. I mean, just cutting Seth Rollins a piss. But Seth Rollins got him back more than enough on Monday. And so then he says, to the tribal chief, I acknowledge you. Congratulations on all your success. Don't forget who the OG Paul Heyman guy was. So he literally was just touching on everything that we expected to hear him say. So in this promo, CM Punk set up a feud with KO. He set up his definite feud with Kevin Owens. I mean, with Seth. You know him and Roman are going to tangle. Man, this man set up like about 6 feuds in this promo. And then I love how when he went backstage, they kept having him have like subtle interaction with everybody. Like him and KO cross paths and they just looked at each other and KO just looked at him.
He wouldn't tell him where Nick Aldis' office was.
Like, and then I like how when he went back and saw the Bloodlines office, he started to knock on the door and then he was just like, nah, I ain't gonna bother to do it. And speaking of people who, I mean, don't want to come to work, Roman Reigns will be back this Friday. I would love to, I don't think Punk will be there because Punk won't be there because Punk signed with Raw. But I thought it was really good, man. He looks comfortable. You know, Triple H got him on a leash. I mean, you're not going to get him to go out there and shoot and all that other stuff. He's not going to be able to do that, but he's going to be able to go out and make it as real as possible. And hopefully he doesn't get hurt, man. I think this guy gonna print money once he starts wrestling. And he did announce that he's entering the Royal Rumble, but we'll get into that on Monday Night Raw. And I heard he's having a match next week, and his first match is going to be against Dirty Dom.
Yeah, I don't know why they doing Dom like this, man. They put him in the ring with Randy, and they put, hey man, hey, say what you want. Matches like this, Dom deserves them. Like whether you agree with his wrestling or not, that's not the point.
I was going to throw that in. You know who the workhorse of WWE is? Dom Mysterio. He's had the most matches in WWE this year, over 100.
There you go.
Dom, Cody, and I forget who the other person was. Cody and the other person had 100, and Dom has had over 100. The guys, I know Venkat don't care for him, but Dom is improved. He's a heat magnet, and he's not bad in the ring. I mean, he thinks of his steps a lot, but he's not bad in the ring at all.
Yeah.
So he deserves.
And like I said, the heat that he has, like you gotta put him in the ring with big time guys, especially coming off an injury, like Randy Orton was.
Yeah.
Like, why not put him in the ring with Dom? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
CM
Punk literally don't have to do anything in that match. He just could bump him a couple of times and just get the crowd. Hey, ain't gonna be too much going on in there. We don't need Punk going in there trying to wrestle a 5-star classic. So here's the last thing I got on SmackDown. News came out, and I wasn't paying attention to this match because I'm like, okay, y'all just did War Games. Why the hell are y'all running all these matches back? So it was Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. I didn't even pay attention to how fast the match ended, but video started surfacing online, and the news came out. Charlotte Flair's knee injury from 12/8 WWE Smackdown is a serious situation. So Charlotte Flair suffered an injury during the December 8th episode of SmackDown, but she still finished the match with Asuka. Afterward, it was a much different situation as WWE's medical staff tended to Charlotte. And there's video online where you see her talking about my knee. Charlotte Flair raised significant concern when her match with Asuka abruptly concluded Friday on SmackDown. After Flair's defeat, thanks to interference from Bayley, various live audience members shared photos and footage on social media depicting medical staff huddling around the former women's champion. It was later reported that Charlotte's injury is indeed legit and serious. So Charlotte has been pulled from all WWE live events. Well, I hope so. The ones where she was previously advertised to compete. According to PW Insider's latest report, Charlotte Flair has been removed from WWE's live event schedule this week. And as we mentioned, the extent of her knee injury is currently uncertain, causing concern within the wrestling community about the severity of the issue. Now, I hope it's nothing serious, man, because we're going into Royal Rumble, WrestleMania season, and you got to have Charlotte there. Like, you got to have that Charlotte spot to piss everybody off. So, hopefully it's something that, but the video I saw online, it don't look good. unless she was just working the hell out of us. It just doesn't look good at all. So hopefully nothing's wrong with her. And speaking of something wrong with people, Jade Cargill posted a video where she lost her grandmother recently. So she's dealing with that now. So yeah, a lot going on, man. So, you know, hope peace to both of them. Hopefully Jade finds strength and Charlotte is not as dire as we think. So yeah, and then there's a photo of them tending to her after once the camera went dark. So it sucks. Oh, I forgot about this. LA Knight, I forgot about the main event. You had LA Knight and Randy Orton versus Solo and Jimmy Uso. Hey, tribute to the troops. They're going to send the fans home happy. Nothing to see here. Randy Orton looks great. LA Knight, Randy Orton ran roughshod. They won the match. Standard tag team match. Get the faces over. The Bloodline loses nothing losing, but they're losing too much. While Jey Uso is on Monday Night Raw having like legit main event matches, very good main event matches, his brother is like literally losing every time he gets in the ring. So,
Hey, did you see this that backstage segment with LA Knight and Randy Orton? Did you hear what Randy Orton said?
I did see it, but I can't remember what he said.
He was backstage talking to Nick Aldis, I believe, and he said, you're tagging me with LA Knight. I didn't even know who LA Knight was.
Oh yeah,
a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, like what type of stuff is that, man?
Hey, Randy don't give a damn, man. Hey, Randy a made man. Randy don't care. Randy gonna say exactly what he want to say. But yeah, I remember that. So hey, they may be setting something up there. I don't know. They may be setting up a LA Knight Randy Orton feud. But yeah, Randy Orton, man, doesn't look like he was away at all. He's still crisp and the fans love him. Hopefully he's here. Hopefully he's at the show that we go to, because I know my wife love him. So hopefully he'll be there. So
how likely is it? Do you see Randy Orton, Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble?
Very likely. I think they're gonna set it up this week.
Okay.
I say on the scale. Oh, and I forgot talking about scales. Bones said that he gives Nick Wayne's mom a 7 out of 10. So that's basically equivalent to a 3 out of 5. Yeah, I think that's hell. If I had to put it on scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving it an 8. That's definitely gonna happen. Definitely. Because Roman has to do something, man. Roman hadn't. I can't tell when the last time he defended that belt in the singles. Oh, at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, but it's still a shame that you saw no Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. Like that's unspeakable. You know what I mean? To not have your champion at the Survivor Series.
Yeah, he got the greatest deal. He got the greatest deal ever. Did you watch NXT Deadline?
I was in and out on it because I was real busy Saturday night. I was in and out on it. Some I couldn't tell you like the details of any match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was a bunch of stuff. It just hey, they literally took a bunch of stuff and threw it at the wall. This wasn't one of their better shows. It was an okay show. If I had to rate it, I'd give it a 3. It wasn't one of their better show, but it had its moments. So first moment being Shawn Michaels comes out to welcome the crowd, and then you hear Cult of Personality hit, and out walks CM Punk wearing his Bret Hart hoodie that Shawn Michaels cut his eye at. So it's still some animosity there. But CM Punk working the circuit, brother, he just like, hey, I'm going everywhere. But people knew he was going to be there because earlier in the day on Twitter, he took a picture in front of some monument and was like, hey, is there anything to do here? What should I get into tonight? And Shawn Michaels was like, let's have this conversation in person. So you knew, you figured he was going to be there, but it still was a surprise. He's living off the hype right now. He ain't done a damn thing in the ring yet, but he is literally working the circuit. It was nice to see him in NXT. And unlike the AEW shows, that NXT, they filled that building up. I mean, if it was probably about 4,000 to 5,000 people, but they filled it up. That place was loud and packed. So that was a good thing. And that proves to me that NXT can draw on the outside. They need to get out of the CWC. They need to start doing more outside of the CWC.
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, they do house shows, but like you said, they usually do them around that area. So I guess what's the point?
They run the Chitlin circuit. So
yeah.
So in the first match of the night, you have Dirty Dom Mysterio defending the NXT North American title against Dragon Lee, being accompanied to the ring by Rey Mysterio. What was interesting to note here, Rhea Ripley was nowhere to be found. And so the story they were telling, guess what? Dom can't win without Rhea Ripley. We have a new NXT North American champion. Dragon Lee won the match. I thought it was a good match. I thought the match was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. What was funny, though, is listening to Booker T on commentary shit on Rey Mysterio. Like, I was like, damn, do these two got heat? Like, what's going on? Book just, I don't know, Booker T, another one who don't care. He's just going to say whatever he's going to say, but it wasn't even that he was saying anything bad. It's just that any opportunity he got to take a shot or kind of minimize Rey, he kind of did. It just felt like he was doing it, but he could have been just doing it all in character. But nevertheless, Dragon Lee is the North American champion. Now, I don't know if he's gonna, because he's a SmackDown roster member now, so I don't know if he's going to be bringing that belt back and forth. He probably should. So what did you think on this one?
Yeah. The stuff that I saw, it was pretty good. Again, it goes back to show you that Dom can work, and he can work within his means, and that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Even with a person like Dragon Lee, that's all over the place. You know, I think Dragon Lee did enough to slow it down to make Dom look good in his spots. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, Van Cat, cut it out, man.
Yeah, Van Cat.
Yeah, at some point, man, you're gonna have to give him his flight. You ain't gonna have no choice.
Yeah, Dom. I listen. Dom versus Cody. Dom. And let me tell you something. If they didn't trust Dom, ain't no way in the hell they putting him in the ring with CM Punk. No way. Yeah. So next we had the Iron Survivor. Okay, so just in case anybody knows what the Iron Survivor is a match with a 25-minute time limit. Two competitors start, and I think like every 2 minutes a new competitor comes out, but it's the winner is whoever has the most pinfalls at the end. But if you get pinned, then you got to go into the 90-second penalty box, which I think is that's a good concept. When they did it last year, I was like, okay, this is different, especially the way it was won last year. Grayson Waller just kept running around the ring so he couldn't get hit, so he could preserve his victories. But you have Kalani Jordan, Lash Legend, Tiffany Stratton, I'm about to say Blair Underwood. No, Blair Davenport and Kiana James. So this match was sloppy, but I liked it because it was chaotic, but it was very sloppy because these women, outside of Tiffany Stratton and Blair Davenport been around the block. Besides those two, the other women are like very green. Very, very green. So what did you think about this one? I liked it though.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of this match too. Yeah, for what it was worth, it was good. You know what I mean? The workhorses obviously were Blair and Tiffany Stratton. Kalani Jordan, that's my little cutie girl, man. She gonna get better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think WWE sees something in her. And ultimately she gonna get a push. It's gonna be it's down the road, but they definitely see something in her.
So the
Lash Legend look like a man.
Yeah, well, okay. So I'm gonna get into Lash Legend because Lash Legend is a whole woman there. But yeah, I do agree with you. So Lash Legend comes in and just wrecks shop, but she does the spot that I hate. So you got the 4 women over in the corner working for a Tower of Doom spot. But guess what? There's no base. So cue Lash Legend. Lash Legend comes in. She goes and be the base. She positions herself, and the 2 girls on top don't rotate. So you got Lash as the base. You got the 2 that she's holding, and then you got the 2 that they're holding. Those 2 don't rotate. Lash only brings down the 2 in the middle. Man, if you talk about something exposing the business, like it looked awful. Like it looked terrible. But before I go on, I do want to, I wanted Van Cat to be on here because I wanted to see what he says about this, but he'll watch the show and tell me what do you think about this that I'm about to show? Watch this.
Since Thanksgiving Jello. No freaking way!
What the? You got
So this happened on NXT last week. And hey, I'm telling you, I'm getting better with that video editing. So Lash Legend slams Otis, and not only did she slam Otis, she slammed him because she had to catch him, like basically kind of get her footing and then do the full rotation to get him up in the air. So this wasn't no, hey, Otis, you jump and I'm going to put you down. This was, hey, Otis, you get up here and I'm going to do the full rotation and slam you. Well, what did you think of, boy? What do you think, first of all, about the women doing moves on the men?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good look, you know what I mean? Especially when you got a powerhouse like Lash Legend is, you know, I remember when she came in and all the segments that they were giving her, whatnot, all the cuts or whatever. She has the ability to be that powerhouse, you know, in NXT to substitute for people like Rhea and stuff like that. You know, her getting put in metaphor and all that, I don't think it did anything for her, but I don't have an issue with a show of strength from a powerhouse woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell is needed in the women's division at the end of the day. I ain't got no issue with it.
Do you think they're building her up so Jade could come and wreck her?
Possibly. Or you know, just to compare strength, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which probably, if I had to guess, hell, Lash Legend probably stronger than Jade.
Yeah, Lash is put together. I know in that picture you said she's like a man, but in the ring, like I'm watching her and I'm like, hey, this woman is put together. Like she's stout. Like she is really, really put together. But I could see them doing a Lash versus Jade stare down and then have Jade wreck her, almost like how they did in the old Black and Gold NXT, where they had Bull Dempsey, who was like wrecking dudes, and Baron Corbin would beat dudes in like 20 seconds, and then those two finally had a match. So I see them doing something like that. Yeah, Jade will be here by Royal Rumble, man. Don't worry, Jade will be here. But Blair Davenport ended up winning the match. Like I said, it wasn't nothing to write home about. Very sloppy. I was shocked that they went with this choice of women to put in this type of match, because normally when you're in this type of match, you normally put like a ring general in there. So I would have put like a Roxanne Perez or somebody in there, kind of just to get everybody to be like, hey, you know, let's slow down. Let's do this. Everything just seemed so rushed. Like they were so happy to be there in the spotlight. So they were like, hey, man, I got to get all my moves in. And the clock just, God, man, the clock was on crack. It just, them 25 minutes went by fast. But they worked. No, it wasn't this match. It was the men's match that they worked the time clock to perfection. If they wouldn't have done that finish perfect, they would have had a lot of explaining to do. But Blair Davenport won this match. So let's move on to the next match. You had Lexis King versus Carmelo Hayes. Right off the bat, I don't know if I like Lexis King.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. I agree with you, man. Like they're not doing him any favors with this gimmick, man.
But I get why the name changed though, because I know Van Cat was was kind of like, why are you doing the name change? I get what the name change, because it's like you don't want to live in your father's shadow. And again, Booker T was just shitting all over his dad. I'm like, what? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, bro, Book was, I don't know, Book must have been drinking that night. But yeah, I don't like him. I don't like him. And this is a step down for Carmelo Hayes, but we know where Carmelo's going. So apparently they thought Lexus was the one that did the attack, but Carmelo ends up winning, which was crazy. Like, you don't have Carmelo win if you're debuting this guy. Carmelo ends up winning, and then he's walking up the ramp, and Lexus says, "Hey, it wasn't me who did it, but thanks for the spotlight." So he basically lied so he can get a match on the pay-per-view with Carmelo Hayes, the former NXT champion. That didn't make no damn sense.
Yeah. Like I said, man, where the whole trying to get out of the shadow, that's cool, but that's not gonna give me enough substance on the character that they're trying to portray. Like, it's just weird to me. I don't know. It don't look right. Don't look right at all.
But he wasn't any good in AEW either.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, so he may just not. It may be him.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't start wrestling until like 19, 20?
Yeah, it may just be him, boy. But you know what was good? This was good. The men's Iron Survivor. And right off the bat, Trick Williams is the most over person that I've seen all week on wrestling. When his music hit and he came out, I'm talking about that play. I'm gonna tell you, they were louder for Trick than they were for CM Punk. And
I agree.
Like, when Trick, bro, this dude is over. That's why I love the way they worked this match. They had Trick, so it was just too much damn chaos in this match. You had Braun Breaker, which needs to be on the main roster. Why isn't he on the main roster? Trick Williams, Dominic Dijak, I forget this man's name. Man, sorry, I hate that I forget his name. You had Tyler Bate and friggin' so Trick Williams had 0 falls and everybody had like 2 and 3. Braun Breaker came in the match and hit 3 back-to-back spears in like a minute and got 3 quick pins. Bro, when he hit, man, I can't remember this guy's name, man. When he hit Buddy was coming off the rope and Braun hit him with that spear off the top rope, cut him in half. Braun goes up 3 over everybody real quick. Trick comes in, can't get a pinfall for nothing. Like, they just, and so they did. Okay, so the way now it's coming back to me. Kalani Jordan didn't get any pinfalls either, but they kept giving her like them hope spots, them near falls, and like, oh man, you're gonna get it, but then you don't get it. We take it away from you. They were doing that with Trick. They worked it down to like 2 minutes. Remember, Trick is still down 3 falls. And what proceeds to happen is the fastest, most clever successions of pins you ever seen. I think he got the final pin on Breaker, if I'm not mistaken, with 2 seconds left on the clock. Had they messed up one time, they would have messed everything up. Man, I thought that finish was so clever. I thought this match was so good. This was a really good match, man. Like, a lot of chaos. I loved the Iron Survivor thing. I loved it. This was great. I say this was the match of the night. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, most definitely match of the night. You know what I mean? Hell, this was pretty much the only thing worth substance wise, in the whole pay-per-view, in my opinion. Trick, well deserved, man. Like, he's over. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? He's over, and I can see him getting a bigger push NXT. I don't want to see him follow Carmelo in any way, shape, or form. That's what give him his light so he can do it and let him develop in NXT, continue to develop. But as far as like the crowd, yeah, he's over.
Yeah, that was
Dijak, like, you know, I'm proud to see what he's doing, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, like Dijak should be doing so much more. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see his matches with Keith Lee in NXT?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, of course.
my goodness, man. Just fantastic. Like, yeah, Dijak should have been a champion. He should have been a mid-card champion by now.
Yeah, and if you're gonna drop him back down to NXT, like he needs to be in that main event cycle. Period.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So Trick Williams does get the win, and the crowd just went crazy. So then you had a steel cage match with Roxanne Perez, and is this Kiana? This isn't Kiana James. Wait,
Kiana
James?
It's Kiana James. Yeah.
Okay, so this is Kiana James, the one that was in the Iron Survivor. They all look alike. What was her name? It doesn't matter. But wait. Let me see. Hey, Trevor, the Mellow attack similar to the Malachi attack. Yeah. Who did the attack? And NXT will kill you with them attacks in the parking lot, especially. I thought this was a good standard cage match. Nothing too crazy, but this woman comes out and helps Kiana James. I have no idea who this chick is, but
yeah, I didn't see any part of this match. I was about to say, who was that?
Yeah, now she looked like a man. It doesn't even matter. But yeah, Kiana James picks up the win. I think Roxanne Perez needs to move on to the main roster. So, at the end of the women's Iron Survivor match, Blair Davenport gets on the mic. Lyra Valkyrie comes out to do the championship stare down because they're going to go at it at the next pay-per-view. And then Lyra Valkyrie gets attacked by Cora Jade. Cora Jade takes the belt and says that she's back. So now Cora Jade is back. So now I'm looking for some type of triple threat to come out of that. So again, this was one of all the NXT shows that we watched this year. This is probably down on the bottom. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. So that's how I feel about this one. And in the main event, you had champion Ilya Dragunov versus Baron Corbin. So this match, I thought this match was good, but not what I'm used to seeing from Dragunov. And I understand the story that they were trying to tell with the big guy over the little guy, but the little guy is more aggressive and blah, blah, blah. We've seen it with Dragunov and Gunther. Something in this one didn't translate to me like the other matches. And of all of Dragunov's matches in NXT, this is my least favorite. And I don't know. I don't know who to put the blame on, because it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't that it wasn't good. It just wasn't what I'm used to. I'm used to seeing so many better matches from him that when you come with an average match, it's just like, okay, I guess.
Yeah,
so
I feel you.
Yeah, what did you have on this one?
It was okay. I think I thought the contrast in style was gonna like fit better as far as like putting the match together. But I mean, yeah, I ain't blaming it on like Baron Corbin or Ilya as far as like how the match went. It was just a run of the mill main event match. I mean, hell, this is the type of match you could have saw like on NXT, but I don't expect Baron Corbin to facilitate a match like that. You know what I mean? I would expect Ilya to like do much of the brunt work, but for whatever reason, it was just running the mill. It was all right.
But Corbin works really good with the small guys, though. His matches with the small guys are normally really good, and this wasn't bad. It just, to me, it didn't hit the mark. So this pay-per-view, to me, I gave it like a 3. It was just very run-of-the-mill average. So at the end, Ilya Dragunov standing victorious in the middle of the ring, and then that bass drop, Trick Williams walks out.
Whoop that trick.
Yeah, whoop the trick. The friggin' place goes crazy. They throw the lower third on the screen. Classic Triple H move. Trick Williams has his back turned, and friggin' Carmelo walks out, but they cut the camera. So nobody saw. Well, obviously he didn't attack him because you would have seen it all on social media. But the fact that he walked out during Trick's moment is playing into the story. Like, you know, he feels like Trick is eclipsing him now. So I see Carmelo being the heel in this feud when they have it. But Trick should come out on top. And I wouldn't mind seeing Trick beating Ilya Dragunov to be the NXT champion. I wouldn't mind seeing it because they could trade it back and forth.
Yeah. You got to let it slow cook though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I think they set for the next pay-per-view though.
Because he won. But they can still run it back. Like I see Ilya keeping the title, honestly, all the way up until WrestleMania. That's me. I can see you running it back. Let Carmelo do his thing. Let him go through the U.S. tournament and everything. Make an excuse with him losing the tournament and all that, and seeing the success of Trick. Then have a payoff with Trick and Carmelo. Then you can turn around and have Trick and Ilya slow cooked until WrestleMania weekend. That's how I would do it.
Yeah,
but I agree. Trick should win the title at some point in time, not just now.
Yeah, especially what's going to happen though. Especially if they put the AEW title on Swerve, Trick getting that.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, what? You say, you got a nigga? We gonna give you a real one.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna do. All right, so that's it for NXT. Ilya Dragunov wins, and here's the last scene: Carmelo coming out behind them, but they cut the camera, so you don't know what. Well, we know nothing happened, but just the image of it. So Monday Night Raw. So Monday Night Raw, and the only thing I have from Raw, because I didn't see it, but I did see this. Before we get to Monday Night Raw, let me run through this news item real quick. Sami Zayn granted time off by WWE. So, and I just heard Dave Meltzer say it today. He probably has like a meniscus tear. So we know they a couple of weeks ago, Drew McIntyre beat him up in the back, and that was their way of writing him off. So Sami Zayn is reportedly taking some time away from WWE. And the latest Wrestling Observer, and again, it's coming from Dave Meltzer, so you take it with a grain of salt. Dave Meltzer is reporting that Sami Zayn asked for some time off recently, and WWE granted the request. However, this is him hedging his bet now. Meltzer noted that there was no word of when the time off will begin. Per Meltzer, Zayn is not scheduled for the December 28th live event in Quebec, which would typically feature Sami Zayn. The report also comes after an apparent injury angle on the December 4th episode of Raw. There, Drew McIntyre seemingly took Zayn out with the injury angle. But then Dave Meltzer said today on his show that that Sami Zayn has a meniscus tear. So which one is not that serious? Just needs a couple of months off. That's the meniscus tear or sprain. No, an MCL sprain or something like that.
Yeah, I mean that's essentially your meniscus. I mean, if you got a meniscus tear, I mean it'll essentially be like the MCL. You know what I'm saying? But I can believe it just based on the fact that it was Quebec and we so close to Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, I hope he don't have to miss the Royal Rumble though, man. Sammy's been featured a lot, so I hope he doesn't miss the Royal Rumble. Here's another news item. And we're almost done. Jey Uso did an interview with Daily Mail UK, and this comes from Alex McCarthy. So this is Jey Uso. People are going to talk about him, so hell yeah, he comes back. That's what WWE is. No matter what we're going to please. No matter what, we're going to please the fans and make money. Why wouldn't you bring him in? This is Jey Uso. They asked him about CM Punk. I like the guy, man. he was here 10 years ago, and there was never any beef. If you're in this profession, you have to have hard skin and be able to take critique well. You can't get hot about anything on this. So CM Punk is invited to my house. Is all love. Let's line it up. I'd do an angle with CM Punk. I'm ready. I'm glad he's back. Last time he was here, I had paint on my face. I'm a different Jey Uso these days. So that's Jey Uso saying, hey, Jey Uso knows where the money is. He's like, hey, hey, sign me up. I'll work an angle with him. So
didn't Jey Uso lose Yeet and get Yeet back like within a course of a week? Like it was a copyright thing.
Oh, I didn't know about that because they printed up the shirts.
Yeah. So if you looked at Raw, you know, he was like making it a thing to like show like, you know, yeah, Yeet, you know. So apparently it was you know, somebody was trying to do a cease and desist with it because like I guess they own the rights to the word Yeet. You know what I'm saying?
Who the hell owns it?
That's what I said, man. and I guess they settled on it or whatever happened, and he was able to get it back. Because if you notice, last week he didn't have like a Yeet shirt on, and that was the report.
I didn't notice that. But he got it back now, right?
Yeah, he got it back. Yeah, and he made sure everybody knew he got it back.
Yeah, Yeet. I didn't even know what the hell that's supposed to mean, to tell you the truth. My daughter says Yeet, but she uses it in a different way, so I don't even know what it's supposed to mean.
Yeah, beats me.
So Seth Rollins did an interview with the SI Media podcast. So this is before Monday Night Raw. So Seth Rollins says, you don't like everybody you work with. I certainly haven't liked everybody I've been in the ring with over the years, but I've always found a way to make magic out of it. And so if it's Seth Rollins versus CM Punk somewhere down the road, one way or another, it's going to be magic. When asked if he had the ability to tell WWE if he doesn't want to work with somebody, Rollins said he's open to doing business and even mending fences with CM Punk. I mean, it's a negotiation for sure. It's a conversation, Seth said. It's not like no one's forcing you to do something, but I'm a businessman for sure. I'm open to doing business if there's business to be done. And shoot, I'm open to mending fences if that's possible. So again, when our co-host was getting all up in arms about how, you didn't like the guy and blah blah blah. Hey, when money's on the table, MD fell off. When money's on the table, he's gonna do his business. And that's the bottom line right there. So that was the interview that those two had. So I'm going to take a quick break right here. I'll be back, and hopefully MD comes back on the panel. I will be back in less than 2 minutes after this break. They got to feel I can never make it. And we are back. And I played the wrong video. I was supposed to play the video that showed you all the shows coming up. Sounds like a lot of chitter chatter to me, Trev. Yeah. Hey, money talks, man. These guys are about making money. That's really what it is. So this only thing I wanted to show from Monday Night Raw. So you had the stare down. CM Punk comes out. CM Punk's doing his I Love Everybody promo again, and then Seth Rollins music hits. And Seth Rollins, they have this stare down that's just intense as hell, and we're just like, whoa. So nobody's saying anything. Seth Rollins goes to grab the mic, and we get this. So everybody just open up your ears, because I had to speed it up. I had to do a lot of chopping. Hopefully they don't mess with me. Fair use, all that good stuff. So hope you enjoy.
CM Punk. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. I hope you know how incredibly fortunate you are to even be standing in this ring right now. But could you just do me just one little favor, just one thing, please? Don't you dare call this place your home. You abandoned this place 10 years ago. Not only did you abandon it, but you actively tried to tear it down. You spent 10 years slandering me, slandering every single person back in that locker room, and then you want to walk back in here and call this place your home? This is not your home. This is my home. Within my power to protect it from people like you. Let me make one thing perfectly clear. I don't want there to be any confusion. I know I'm a bit worked up. I want everybody to understand. I'm going to say it plainly with every fiber in my being. I hate you. But if you're going to be a part of WWE again, then I want you on Monday Night Raw. And so one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to expose yourself, you're going to self-destruct like you always do, and I'll be the first person in the back to slam the door shut on your legacy. Or if by some miracle you have changed and you've got any gas left in this old tank, maybe one day you'll be lucky enough to stand across the ring from me in a World Heavyweight Championship match, and then I will expose you for the fraud that you are. I will show you that there are levels to this. I will wrestle circles around you, and I will let you understand in real time what it means to be the best in the world.
Are you done? That's your one pass, to stand here and speak to me disrespectfully without me coming after you. I have never asked for anything to be handed to me, and I've always done things stubbornly the hard way, and I'm here to do that. Adam Pearce, where you at? We're making things official. We might as well make it official. CM Punk is entering the Royal Rumble. And when CM Punk wins, maybe, Seth, it's you he's coming after.
All right, so that's the cut down chipmunk version of the Monday Night Raw promo. What did you think about their promo battle, MD?
It was great. Like, hands down, it was great. Yeah. And you know, when they first started, this is the brilliance of how they set it up. When they first started, it was almost akin to the CM Punk Adam Page promo.
That's
almost
exactly what they went for.
when he said, you know, the stuff about protecting it from him and all of this.
Yes,
I was like, this is exactly how Adam Page promo went. But they took another turn with it when he started talking about wanting him to be on Raw, and that showed, you know, the maturity of how everything went, not only backstage with how they did the production, but what type of angle they want to get out of Seth Rollins and CM Punk. Only if Tony Khan would have had that wherewithal to do the same thing. I was just about to say that. we wouldn't even be talking about CM Punk on Raw right now.
The only difference is that WWE got Triple H and AEW got Tony Khan, and Tony Khan let the inmates run the asylum, and Triple H is like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. Y'all good with this? Let's do it. Hey, at the end of the day, man, it's about making money, and I loved it. It was so intense and real, because you know what CM Punk said, because Seth Rollins even said, I couldn't play it all, obviously, because it was like 11 minutes. But he was saying how you talk so bad about me, you talk so bad about the company, and now you want to come back in here. And then that's when he said the line about don't ever call this place home, because it's not your home. So it's playing on everything. That's why I said the return promo from Survivor Series, this ties that up in a bow. Because all the crap that CM Punk was talking about, being home, and I heard you when I was away and I had to leave so I could come back and be here for you, and this and that. And Seth was like, hey, man, don't come here with all that bullshit. Come on, man. And then don't do it. He was like, this is my show. And I love the line. Like you said, I want you on Monday Night Raw so I could watch you. I could be the one to shut the door on your legacy. Oh man, it was awesome, man. I loved it. I think this got a main event night one.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah,
I can definitely see it.
This has the main event night one, and wait a minute.
Cody and Roman.
Yeah, and Cody and Roman night two. Adam versus Christian at AEW World's End. Christian will win. I think now, Luca AFC. No, I think shout out to you, whoever you are. Peace, welcome to the Straight Talk Society. I think Adam's gonna win that title. But yeah, I loved it, man. I thought this was great. And that's the only thing I got from Raw, just because I didn't watch it and I didn't have a chance to get back and go check it out. So guess what? I mean, like, we're literally done. We're at this week in wrestling history, this day in wrestling history. God, and I wish Venkat was here again. Peace to Venkat. He had to deal with a family emergency. So hopefully everything works out. Hopefully everything turns out good. So let's get to this day in wrestling history. And we got what's coming up 2 weeks from now, and then we're done. Like, we may actually be done before 8 o'clock. This day in wrestling history, December 13, 1998. MD may not be familiar with this, but you're a wrestling fan. You got to be.
You mean 1988?
Yeah, 1988. What I said?
You said 98.
Oh God. No. 1988, AWA, in association with World Class Wrestling Association, Powerful Women in Wrestling, and Championship Wrestling Association, presented Super Clash 3 from the UIC Pavilion in Chicago. The lone AEW pay-per-view was a financial failure, with just 1,672 fans in attendance. Ooh, AEW numbers. And only about 40,000 homes watching on pay-per-view. So World Class Championship Wrestling and CWA merged soon after the event to form the USWA. AWA and PWO would fold 2 years later. So their big thing was regards to, let me see, hold on. There's Luca person answer. Regards to when do you think Reigns has to drop that belt at Mania? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of it. I've been watching, and I'm a Roman Reigns fan. Hell, all my entrance videos have Roman Reigns voiceovers, so I'm a Roman Reigns fan. But he gotta drop that damn belt. It's time for Cody to get the belt and bring back the Winged Eagle. And as y'all can see, the only reason I don't have the Winged Eagle with me is because I'm retiring this one and putting it up on the wall. I have all my belts lined up, and then when you see the progression from the Winged Eagle to the Big Eagle to the spinner to this, why did they mess the belt designs up like that? But anyway, so you had AWA had this bright idea. AWA ran by Vern Gagne, World Class Championship Wrestling ran by Fritz von Erich. And by the way, I want to see that Iron Claw movie that's coming out, and I think the Von Erichs will be on AEW TV tonight, probably because the movie's coming out soon. So they had this idea to say, all right, well, let's unify the WCCW title and the AWA title with Kerry Von Erich versus Jerry Lawler. We're going to have this great big pay-per-view, and we're going to be able to compete with Vince, and all's going to be right with the world. Guess what happened? Wonk, wonk. It was a complete failure. It was such a failure that AWA folded in 2 years after WCCW renamed, sold out to USWA. And I never forget when Eric Embry tore down the WCCW sign. For some reason, I don't know why I could never forget that. Eric Embry tearing down that sign. How familiar were you with WCCW? And I know you're younger than us. What do you know about WCCW?
I mean, I know about it from like looking back at videos on it, but I mean, I was like 3 years old at the time.
So you never watched it. Yeah, I loved it, man, because that's when because remember now they had the Von Erichs, they had the one-man gang, they had all the dudes before Vince had them on. What's going to happen with Gunther? You think he'll vacate? No, I don't think he's going to vacate. Gunther and Lesnar is the plan right now, but plan subject to change.
The way it's looking, this WrestleMania is set up to be like the way I look at WrestleManias. I look at it like you always had that one WrestleMania that's like the face WrestleMania, where pretty much all the happy endings. This is that year. Like Gunther is going to lose his title. Roman's going to lose his title. It's all going to happen at WrestleMania.
So that wouldn't be the happy ending then. If I don't want Gunther losing his belt to Brock.
Well, I'm just looking at it as from a heel versus face aspect. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I would rather Gunther lose it to Gable. Or
and I can see that happening at WrestleMania. That's what I'm saying.
No, but it's going to be Gunther Brock at Mania. Yeah,
I mean, honestly, I don't even know if I like that, man.
That's where they're going, because they're playing off of that Royal Rumble spot where those two were in the ring together.
Yeah. Are you okay with Brock being the Intercontinental Champion?
No, Gunther has Gunther has to beat Brock. No. Brock, come on, man. Brock Lesnar is the IC. Was he ever the Intercontinental Champion? I think back in like the early 2000s, he had it for like a cup of coffee.
Was he an Intercontinental Champion?
I think he was in early. I remember him beating Jeff Hardy. Yeah, he was IC champion because he beat Jeff Hardy in like 2000 before he made the run to the title. Lucas saying until Punk comes back, WWE now is planning Brock versus Gunther. Yeah. So, Gunther is going to vacate the belt. No way he's losing to Lesnar. Yeah, I can't see Lesnar as an IC champion. Not this version of Brock Lesnar. No. When you've been champion for so long, Punk versus Seth day one, Cody versus Reigns. Cody has to win the title. If Cody doesn't win the title, then you're going to see me go berserk. The way I went berserk at the end of WrestleMania when Cody didn't win the belt is going to be amplified to no end if he doesn't beat Roman this year for that belt. That's crazy. But I wouldn't have Cody win the Royal Rumble. I would have CM Punk win the Royal Rumble to face Seth.
Oh no, I don't know about that.
Because you can't have Cody win it back to back. That's where you're going to be too predictable.
Yeah.
That's where you're gonna have the predictability come in. But yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. WrestleMania season is approaching us. So WCCW, I mean, you had this match and they did typical 1980s booking. Kerry Von Erich has Jerry Lawler beat, but the athletic commission stopped the match because of excessive blood loss. The same athletic commission that let him wrestle while busted open, but now that he got the guy down for the pin, now all of a sudden they want to stop they want to stop the match. So hey, that's every Dusty Rhodes 1980s booking. I mean, we like to romanticize that a lot. I know me and Venkat love that, but that's how they ended every match back then. I.e. Lex Luger versus Ric Flair. You know, excessive blood. He's bleeding already. Got Ric Flair in the torture rack, and then the ref decides to call the match. I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing? And that same thing happened with Dusty Rhodes. Who was it? Joe Louis was reffing the match, or one of these boxers, and he stopped the match because of blood loss. And then that's when Dusty Rhodes cut that promo saying, this is professional wrestling. You got $1 million on the line, Jack. You don't stop my matches because of no blood. Oh man, wrestling was so great.
Why didn't this was around the end of the territories? Why didn't these other companies just align with NWA and at least try to institutionalize that part of the country with like just one wrestling promotion at that time? Like, I think ultimately, well, yeah, that's a big part of it. But I think that I think wrestling would have been so much better in the long run had you would have had these. And I don't want to call them rogue companies because that would be the wrong. Well, I mean, kind of, sort of not, because a lot of these companies sprouted out by decommissioning themselves from NWA. So why not just go back?
A lot of these guys, they took the payoff from Vince. So WCCW and AWA were the only ones left, basically. Everybody else was taking the payoff, because remember, Vince was going around like, hey, remember he bought Georgia Championship Wrestling. He's like, hey, I'll just give you this money to go away. And those promoters, they like, man, we ain't drawing no houses anyway.
Yeah.
I might as well
sold Georgia Championship Wrestling out, is what he did.
Yeah. It's like, man, these guys could go work for Vince, and then I get the payoff, and Vince will probably give me a job. That's how they saw it. Jerry Jarrett worked for Vince for forever. Let me go over that card real quick on this, just to show you why this pay-per-view bombed. This card was terrible. Chavo and Hector Guerrero. Okay, Chavo, Hector, and Mondo defeated Cactus Jack and the Rock and Roll RPMs, which is Mike Davis and Tommy Lane. Don't even remember them. Eric Embry defeated Jeff Jarrett to win the World Class Light Heavyweight Championship. Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man, defeated Wayne Bloom in just 24 seconds. Iceman King Parsons, who I loved, defeated Brickhouse Brown to retain the World Class Texas Heavyweight Championship. Bad Company, Pat Tanaka and Paul Diamond and Medusa Maselli defeated the Top Guns and Wendy Richter. Greg Gagne defeated Ronnie Garvin by countout to win the AWA World Television Championship. And Polly, listen to this name, Polly the Syrian terrorist defeated Bambi, and Brandy, May and Lauren Lynn and Luna Vachon and Malibu and Nina and Peggy Lee Leather and Pocahontas in a $10,000 street fight lingerie battle royal.
Wow.
And you wonder why,
so bad in the 80s and 90s, so bad, man.
And wonder why this. God, they had a lot of matches. Sergeant Slaughter defeated Colonel De Beers in a boot camp match. The Samoan SWAT team, Fatu and Samu, defeated Michael Hayes and Steve Cox. Wow, Michael Hayes teaming with somebody other than Jimmy Jam Garvin. Wahoo McDaniel. I loved Wahoo McDaniel. Defeated Manny Fernandez in an Indian strap match. I bet that probably was the best match on the card. The Rock and Roll Express, Ricky and Robert, defeated the Stud Stable, Jimmy Golden and Rob Fuller. They fought to a double count out, and then you had Jerry Lawler defeating Kerry Von Erich via excessive stoppage. So that was this day in wrestling history for that. Let me see what Luke is saying. Do you think Adam will win the world title in AEW or just TNT? He shouldn't. I don't think they'll give it to him just because Tony Khan loves big names from WWE, so he'll probably give it to him.
Man, I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not, man. Let me see. Last time Adam won the belt was the title in 2011. That's when he retired right after the day after WrestleMania. And do you think Chris Jericho or Ambrose will come back? So I think everybody comes back. Everybody's going to come back. Moxley will be back after this next contract. Jericho, the fact that they mentioned him in the Gunther versus Miz match, which they have not mentioned Jericho in like 5 years, lets me know that he's probably going to come back at some point. So
Jericho will come back to get inducted.
Yeah, to get inducted into the
and that's in a couple of years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jericho will be back though. Everybody comes back. Hey, if CM Punk comes back, then that's it. There's nobody else on the list that'll never come back. He was the only holdout. So I almost feel like I don't even want to read this one just because me and Venkat been hyping this thing up for so long, and it ironically falls on this date. But this is a match. This is a show that we had to review at some point. We all got to watch this and do a full review on it. The day is December 13th, 1989. WCW presented Starrcade 89 Future Shock. Y'all always hear me and Venkat talk about this. The Future Shock concept was so great. It was a tournament. It was a tournament against the 4 best singles wrestlers and the 4 best tag team wrestlers, and they all wrestled each other on a point system. And Sting ended up winning for the single wrestlers, and the Steiner brothers, I think, won the tag team. But we'll definitely have to do a full breakdown of this because this is one of me and Venkat favorite pay-per-views, and it's just so ironic. When I saw that this is what fell on this date, I'm like, yes, and then we got the news from him earlier, so I'm like, damn, man, because I know he wanted to talk about this. He'll go on and on about this. So I'm not even going to go any further on this just because I know this was something that he wanted to talk about. And that is this day in wrestling history. So we got one last thing to talk about and then we're done. Not next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, we will be doing the end of the year awards. So December 27th. And I'm waiting on my co-hosts, MD, Venkat.
You'll have them in the morning. You'll have them in the morning.
Okay, I'm waiting on.
Yeah, I saw you resent the list, so you'll have them in the morning on my end. I can't speak for everybody else.
And I know Bones is working on his because he sent me a message earlier. So let's bring up the oh, okay, I can bring it up now. All right, that's good. I don't know why I couldn't bring it up earlier. All right, let's bring up the list. So we're gonna do it this way. We got, I think, 9 categories. We're gonna do end of the year awards, and this is coming on December 27th. So we're gonna do the end of the year, and we're not gonna do a consensus. Everybody's just gonna give their pick for each category and then explain why, because it would be crazy to sit here and try to come up with if all of us got a different guy for wrestler of the year. And then we're all trying to narrow it down to one. You can't, there's no way in the hell we could do that. We'd never get through the show. So everybody's just going to give their consensus pick. And, oh, okay. So I do have to share it this way. So we do have the Wrestling with Reality, the first annual Wrestling with Reality year-end awards, celebrating the best in pro wrestling for 2023. And the first category, I just had to make sure it's showing, okay, because I'm not looking at that screen anymore. The male wrestler of the year. So in this category, we're recognizing the individual who had the most outstanding in-ring performance, character development, and overall impact to the industry. If y'all listen to this show more than 2 months, everybody knows who my wrestler of the year is already. Gonna be zero surprise there. Match of the year, and this is in no particular order, it's just the way I uploaded them. Honoring the most memorable and well executed match of the year, considering both storytelling and in-ring action. This one is going to be very interesting to hear what everybody's match of the year is. Next category, tag team of the year, highlighting the tag team that consistently delivered entertaining matches and had the most significant impact on the tag team division. Again, y'all know who my pick is there's no surprise on that one. Female God, all these I already got them down. Female Wrestler of the Year, recognizing the top female performer based on in-ring skills, character development, and contributions to the women's division. Okay, this is a good one here. Breakout Star of the Year, acknowledging the wrestler who experienced a breakthrough year and gained substantial recognition and popularity. And if you listen to this show, you know who I'm picking for this one. Like, my picks are already locked in stone. Like, y'all, it's going to be interesting to hear Venkat, MD, and Mike and Bones, but mine is already set in stone. Promotion of the Year, highlighting the wrestling promotion that excelled in storytelling, match quality, and overall fan engagement. Feud of the Year, celebrating the most compelling and emotionally charged storyline or rivalry between two or more wrestlers. This one might be a little hard for me. Manager / valet of the Year, recognizing the individual who added the most value to their clients' storylines and matches. And I think this is the last one. Moment of the Year, showcasing the most memorable or impactful moment that occurred in a wrestling event during the year. I mean, do we gotta ask? So that's it. Oh, and I do want to I gotta add one that I want to do. We're gonna give our bold prediction for next year. I forget who it was that predicted. I think Nurabom said earlier that Sasha. Oh yeah, he said Sasha's going to TNA. That's going to be his 2024 prediction. So there you have it. That is what we are going to be doing. That show's going to be in 2 weeks. So not next week, but the week after is when we're going to do it. So Mike Venkat, MD, said I'll have him in the morning. Ricardo, you want to throw some in? Bones, I need him. I need him. I need him in about a week, man, because I got to get I got to pull all the pictures and everything. I got to get all the stuff together. So these slideshows take time. MD should know that. I don't want to be trying to do this at the last minute. So, hey, MD, I appreciate you filling in, man. That was
no problem.
That
you ain't gonna have no faster wrestling show than this one,
huh?
You ain't gonna have no faster wrestling show with this one. not with Venkat on the panel. You ain't.
Hey, if I didn't do the 20-minute opening, we would have been done in like an hour and a half. Like literally, we would have been done in like an hour and a half. This is the fastest Wrestling with Reality we've ever done, ever.
Well, get ready to go back to 3-4 hours when Venkat come back next week.
Yeah, man. But I appreciate you filling in, man, because I know, hey, Venkat sitting in his seat. Look at, I ain't had nobody to argue with tonight. Mike didn't come up here and argue with me. Venkat wasn't here to argue with me. See how me and MD just had these cordial back and forth conversations. See that? And everything just moves smooth. So for everybody in the chat, appreciate you coming through. This Luca AFC. Hey, subscribe to the channel. Please make sure and check out more stuff. I got belt unboxings on the channel. I got the Uncle Howdy mask unboxing. We do Wrestling with Reality every Wednesday, so feel free to go back and check out past shows. Y'all make sure and subscribe to MD's channel. Check out his video that he did today entitled Thank You. Very, very insightful. Just a man actually giving credit where he think it's deserving, which is very rare because in this world we live in now, everybody wants to just say that they did everything. So
exactly.
Yeah. So again, I appreciate you for coming through. My daughter wants me to play Ninja Turtles with her, so we got to try to find a way to beat Shredder because I just cannot beat him for some reason.
Yeah. It's hard. Like I said, it's hard. Like when me and my sons played it, like I said, it was all four of us. So, I had the controllers and whatnot. So it's easier the more people you have. You know what I'm saying?
So I watched a YouTube video. I watched a video on YouTube, and this guy showed us this guy beat Shredder without getting hit one time, and he showed how to do it. So I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, like, man. Yes,
he didn't get hit one time, not one time. So we'll see, man. Yeah, man.
Hey, also, man, before the season ends, man, me and you got to get that game of Madden in. we got to get that game because you're still on 23, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to get that game in. So I can think in my mind that the Falcons can beat the Dolphins.
Well, send me a I put my my user thing in the group.
Yeah, I got it. I thought I did it already. I thought I did. Because I don't play PlayStation as often because my kids usually on it. My main thing is Xbox.
Yeah, you always on the road too, so.
Yeah, I got my Xbox right here.
Oh, okay. You got it.
Yeah, I play my Xbox, in my truck. But my kids, they got the PlayStation. So, but I thought I sent you a friend request. All right, I thought I did.
Actually, Wayne just sent me one because I know he want to play something. But yeah, man, just because I'm off for like 2 weeks after next week, so we'll get a game in because Zay,
no doubt.
Hey, Zay want to smoke. Everybody want to smoke, so I'll be handing out ass whoopings over the break, I guess.
I got you.
All right, peace, MD.
All right, peace, y'all.
All right, cool. Y'all make sure and check out MD every Wednesday over here on Wrestling with Reality, and also check out MD, Venkat, Mike, and Ricardo on Tape Fist Politics. Again, Tape Fist Politics is the best political show on YouTube. Y'all need to check it out. Once you check out one episode, you're going to be hooked. I actively saw today that this platform is blocking that show in the algorithm, which is very sad and depressing for smaller content creators like myself. We can't, we're trying to make it and try to get out there, and they're like literally blocking the show. So y'all make sure and check out that show, man. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. It will do us a lot of good to get us in the algorithm. So with all that being said, for MD, Mike, Ricardo, shout out to Luca, AFC, Bones, shout out to the best moderator in the business, Keela, shout out to the queen of the Straight Talk Society, Nene, and special shout out to Venkat, man. I hope everything works out for you. I hope everything works out. Hope hope we entertain you enough tonight that even if you need to take your mind off of things, you can just listen back to this show. Peace to everybody. There will be a debate over here tomorrow night, Stacey Mobley versus Eddie Israel. That will be taking place tomorrow night at 6:00. You do not want to miss that. And you have the MMA brothers will be here Friday and Sunday doing the UFC 296 pre and post game show. And I will be doing a Dolphins deep dive this Sunday. Hopefully they don't crap the bed again like they did on Monday, because that was ridiculous. But with all that being said, I leave you with these words. Always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations of them. Until tomorrow night, peace.
And the bitch
now the whole world can acknowledge me.
You'll get the shit. You'll be knee deep in the shit.
I'm gonna take you home.
What?